Today I will introduce you with the usage of two big types of the coring devices. One is a handheld devices and another is one which should be anchored to the ground. So with handheld devices, what is a good thing about it? It's light, it's portable, it's easy and fast to use. The bad thing, you cannot go really deep with it, because first of all you need more stability, and second, might be heavy to pull it out by your hands. And another one, the device which must be anchored to the ground. Bad thing, it is a little bit more heavy. Takes longer time, but you can drill and take cores deeper. So about the terminology, when I moved to United States, I realized what it's better do not use word drilling. Because every time you apply for the permission and use word drilling, what people imagine? Industrial drilling, like huge drill rigs and with like a profit thing. So I switched to coring. Shallow coring with handheld devices and deep coring for that thing. And so the idea is coring is to get material. If you need just a hole, it's better to use just auger, which doesn't allow you to take good samples, just crashed. So here we will do coring, and we'll start with handheld equipment designed and manufactured in Fairbanks by John Holmgren, called SIPRE. SIPRE means Snow, Ice and Permafrost Research Establishment, or stupid individuals performing ridiculous experiments. So there are two types of core barrel John produced. Unfortunately, he is gonna retire soon. If he didn't yet, I'm not quite sure. So if you want to purchase it, that's probably the last chance to do it. So we have one which provides 3 inches core and 4 inches hole in diameter, and another one is smaller, 2 inches core and about 3 inches in diameter. Good thing about it, works pretty fast. The coring is pretty fast. The quality of core is perfect because it uses that blade, which honestly they do not crush material, they carve. Bad thing, 90% of my efforts to go deeper than the length of core barrel ended up with stacking and spending like 1 day and a half to extract it. But by the way, let's start. Safety first. Do you have tape measure? I figured out what I did, took it out of my box. Okay, what is important thing when we do coring? Keep the depth log. And it's very often the problem is to identify where the ground surface is. If you have a moss, it's always a question. Here it's more or less obvious. Let's see what is the depth of the hole right now. Meters. Okay. So I would say 45 centimeters. Hold it. And now we will need to extract the core out of core barrel. With SIPRE it's pretty easy, just turn the core barrel upside down. Here it is. So what do you think? Is it a permafrost? Based on what you already learned from the class? It is definitely frozen, right? But is it a permafrost? Well, based on what I know about this area, it's still frozen active layer. But we also can clean it a little bit, trim. Yeah, you can see. So just pass it through, and you can see what it's a lot of organic material in it. And it's not very ice rich, right? So how would you call that cryogenic structure? Do you see any visual ice patterns? Is it a pure organic material, or it's more mineral, organic rich? So if you don't see visual ice patterns, two types of cryogenic structure. No. Epigenetic, it's a mechanism. It's either porous ice or organic matrix. So here, organic matrix can be found only in organic soil. So here's a porous ice. Okay, let's keep going. Two more important things. So actually, the SIPRE is very likely, if you will use any current devices, SIPRE is very likely what you are going to use. Because if you want to use more serious one, you need to find somebody who is skilled, has skills to provide you a really long training. So two important things to remember when you do coring with SIPRE. Do not push too hard, so try to hold it, don't go too fast, and keep your core barrel clean. Талика пошел. Okay. It's unfrozen. Could you please measure the depth? Give me a soil knife, please. Thank you. Well, it's my... 81?
81.
Yep, sounds about right. So the whole depth is 81, and here's the frozen core we have. Let me measure the core length. So it's about 64 centimeters, and then 20 centimeters of unfrozen layer already. You will see how thick is. Where is permafrost? It should be there. And where is soil knife? Should be somewhere here. Do you remember we were talking about the cryoturbation? It is how cryoturbation looks like. Pieces of organic material just squeezed into the mineral soil. So definitely, because we have telic underneath, it's all active layer. But now very likely we cannot call it seasonally thawed, it's seasonally frozen. Okay, we'll try go deeper. Подожди, где-то есть так. Sorry?
Could we pass around the cryoturbation?
Yes, sure.
Thanks.
Да ладно, так особо уж не заморачивайся. Не должны засадить. Давай, вставляй. Угу. Ну-ка, с ним вытащи. Все так пригнано. Давай попробуем опять вставить. Давай. Okay, should be fine. Well, I will, yeah, maybe, yeah, about another foot with this one and switch to different. That's still unfrozen, I think. Could you please measure? Yeah, still unfrozen.
JJ is happy to hear that.
Yep. I didn't say that there is no Dalek or so.
Should be around like 90 centimeters or meter.
It's hard to say without a weight.
Yeah,
yeah, it's,
about a meter.
Yeah, it's about a meter.
A meter, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, another push with SIPRE, with the big SIPRE. Still unfrozen.
That makes it harder, right, for drilling?
Hmm?
Is that harder to drill with the SIPRE?
Hard?
Unfrozen?
No, it's actually not, but it's getting a little bit stucky, you know. Yeah, it's okay. Let's switch to different one. I thought to use another SIPRE, but yeah, I won't use it. So I do. What?
Nobody asked me what is the depth of Permafrost here.
Yeah. Measure the depth.
What is the depth of permafrost? No, you have to predict. You probably read it first.
It's maybe one, yeah, one.
Yeah, 107.
Здесь, да, больше 2 метров. One oh seven. Okay, now we will switch to another type of car barrel. Designed with the company AMS samplers. It is different, so you see that it has different kind of teeth. It is more robust. They do not carve; they actually crash material. And bad thing takes longer, a little bit more physical efforts. The core is not that excellent like was here. The good thing is way less chances to be stuck. And it's lighter actually than SIPRE. Где-то была хреновая гора, но все куда-то проебались. Хуй с ним. Все нормально. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So a little bit about mechanical part. You can use this power head to SIPRE as well, so it's nothing specific. I just prefer to have that adapter attached to it. Both of them just combustion engine, 2-stroke, so you have to fuel it not with pure gasoline but mixed with oil. The ratio is 1 to 50. 1 part of oil to 50 parts of gasoline. One more advice. If you do something with engine, doesn't matter how deep you are. Of course, here is italic, nothing is going to be freeze. But it's better do not keep a core barrel down to the borehole when you do something, because there is a chance. If a permafrost is really cold, it will be caged there and freezes up. And if it's pretty deep, no chances to survive. I lost so many core barrels with this thing. And another thing, anytime you do not do anything, so the core barrel is not in borehole, it's better to keep borehole closed with a shovel, piece of plywood or whatever it is. Do not prefer to drop anything. If it will be pieces of soil, not a big deal, but still you need to keep clean not only your core barrel but borehole as well. But wrenches, screwdrivers, and even my former boss, unfortunately passed away 10 years ago, he once dropped, you never will guess what, in a borehole. His artificial gel. Yeah, they just pulled out the core barrel and somebody told joke, he started laughing and dropped his gel. And it was in really a remote location, so was no chances to get a new one until he will be he came back to Moscow. Theoretically, once I have seen when one guy dropped the wrench and been survived using the piece of rope with wet piece of cloth on it. So he carefully deployed it and then just wait for some times until it will be freeze up and pull it out. But it's always a gambling, you know. It's pretty much if you drop something in a borehole, it's done. Well, once I also dropped, it was not a screwdriver, it was just a small kind of not crowbar, but yeah, small long piece of the metal. And I decided, okay, I will make another push, and I was lucky enough I caught it with a core barrel. But basically, if you drop something hard, like some metal part, it's better do not continue. Let me see if we catch anything other than. No, it is still unfrozen, I guess. Yeah, it's still unfrozen. Up to the depth, measure please.
I'm gonna guess 5.5 meters of unfrozen here.
I'm not quite sure.
What do you say?
We'll bet beer on it.
What?
What do you think?
So it's kind of should be 3 meter.
3? Okay, I'm saying 5.5.
Feature.
Yeah.
First touch.
it should be deeper. That go
Do
deep.
you have a little weight I could put on the bottom of it?
I mean, I do, but I do not have a tape. Well, I do
You
have.
could use your keys.
You might never get them back.
Yes.
Wet T-shirt, let it freeze. That's a real trick right there.
So you can use that duct tape over there and that teeth. No, looks like not should be one. One. Well, okay. Okay, measure it right now. No, it's still unfrozen. Oh, no, it's still unfrozen. Yep. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Measure it. Anybody knows where did I put a soil knife? Oh, не, вот.
About
45.
145.
Here it is. Okay.
It looks like it's starting to get a little
Yes,
bit of
well.
silt. Some ice in there.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is frozen.
Yeah.
Okay, here you definitely can tell it is permafrost.
I was. Mine's on the path.
How would you better me?
So my guess was 2 meters actually up to permafrost.
So they have the
But yeah, none of us. It's even closer.
145.
Yeah, it's about 140 to 145. And you can see it's some parts that looks like a charcoal in it.
Yeah.
So that means that layer very likely started to form. Luis, where's Luis? Oh, she left? So it is exactly what was paper where Luis was the first author and just recently been published. And as a result of that couple warm winters of 2017, 2018 and 2018, 2019. So very likely if you would attend that class and we would do that 4 years ago, we would have a permafrost right under the active layer.
So it was unfrozen between like 60 some centimeters.
60
and
to
145.
yeah 140 ish.
Almost a meter.
Yes.
More than 7 meters.
And this winter, you know, was pretty warm actually. So the beginning of winter looked really promising for permafrost. It was not that much snow. It was really cold November and beginning of December, and the freezing was about a month faster than the last year. So we had the freezing front at a certain depth about a month earlier than the previous winter. But then that warm event which happened at the Christmas break with a freezing rain, a lot of snow, it wiped out all the signal, and that telecasts keep forming. Так, я тебя попрошу еще раз почистить. Тут ты все вычистил?
Нормально?
Значит, нормально, пойдет. Сделаем еще пару пушей этим. Держи. So another trick is if you use AMS, and as I told, looks like soon the SIPRE will disappear from the market because nobody will take it. So AMS is pretty good. I like it because it's light, and as I told, less chances to be stuck. It's better to have 2 core barrels to make the process faster. So somebody is coring, somebody is taking care about core, and you can just switch and keep drilling without stop when somebody extracting core. Вот тут здесь. Что такое? Так, маточку, на секундочку. Okay, here it is.
Yeah.
Yep, it is nice and frozen. $160. Okay, some pieces of wood, and it just send to people. Don't know yet. Let me pull out core, but more likely it also will be porous ice because it's pretty dry. Porous ice or microlenticular. Yeah, it is sporo size.
So is this epigenetic here?
No, it's syngenetic, but yeah, you can pause it.
What is estrogen?
It might be, let's say, so technically speaking, yes, it will be epigenetic. I could assume thawing here and then refreezing. Do you remember at one of the previous course I mentioned what there is a charcoal in it? Forest fire. And after forest fire it could be some thawing and then refreezing. Okay, I will make another push with this one and we'll switch to heavy stuff. Nick, could you please pull it out? Pull it out. Wait a second. Yep, pull it. Okay, thank you. Так, so try do not put any dirt in or snow in this. Wait a second. Yep, you can measure it. Yeah, a lot of. Yeah, it is solid. I might throw it out. Okay, let's switch to more serious thing.